it's really a normal thing for me, but I'm making it into mass excitement, okay? First of all, whether it be yesterday or someday in the near future, I have made a new recipe for dressing, which was a creamy corn almond dressing, okay? Very delicious. Lick your lips and say my name. This stuff was good, okay? Very few ingredients, maximum flavor, minimum effort. Bam. But anyway, so I have some of that in my little bag here to go, and then I'm going to be doing a little bit of like a raw fusion type dinner for my friend. And so what I'm doing is I'm bringing my dressing because I had this left over from yesterday. I just made it and it was so good. Like I was telling my customer this morning on the phone, you have to make this. She had to write it down and it was so good. Furthermore, if you're trying to do raw and you are not picking up what I'm laying down with some of these dang dressings, soups, sauces, and heartier meals, this might be why you don't feel satisfied. Because I am sustained and satisfied flying on a high vibe every dang day. That's for real, okay? It's not elaborating. It's not, I'm not trying to fool you. You know what I'm saying? It's for real. So if you want some of those recipes, they're on my channel, or clearly I have 4 ebooks. But the thing is, if you want a hearty soup, type that in on my search bar. If you want a, I don't know, best raw vegan spaghetti sauce ever, bam, it's there for you. What about how to stretch out your fat? What about what about savory dinner? What about low-fat raw vegan on the cheap? It's all there for you. Friends, there are 1,350 videos of how I do it every day. It's the real deal. So what I'm doing is I had this dressing from yesterday, so did I have to make it again? No, I made twice as much yesterday, therefore I could have it yesterday and today. So I'm bringing that. I'm going to have a huge bed of spinach, which I know is there. I know it's in the other fridge, okay? So I'm having a big bed of spinach. I brought some green onions. What else did I bring? Oh yes, some strawberries, because I'm finding that to be really good. I love berries, a berry salad with a savory dressing. That is my favorite combo this time of year. And I have noticed too that now it's almost like my favorite combos are seasonal, because that's what is freshest, you know, radiating on the highest vibe. And I'm sorry you're shaky, but this road is bumpy. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is, the other night we were out to eat, and if you're somebody that cooks for other people, or you want to get them on a plant-based diet, but the way you've been trying to do it is get on your soapbox and tell them how you're doing it right and they're all wrong, maybe try this. Watch what it is that they really like. They see you feeling good. They see that you've been doing this a long time. Maybe you eat just like me. Maybe you've been low-fat, raw vegan for a decade and a half. And okay, so don't try to make them do that. They're not ready for that. But what they might be ready for is you to make an alternative dish to their meat and cheese entree that they liked, and you could make that into a savory, delicious explosion of flavor, and they could still feel good afterwards. You know, that's everything you need and nothing you don't right there. But the other night, I saw my friend order these portobello mushrooms. They don't have meat because he doesn't eat meat anymore. But the thing is, when you order stuff out like that, there's a lot of salt, there's a lot of different kinds of fats, there's probably oil, there's probably chemicals. And we can just do that a whole lot better. You know, it's almost like that old song, how did it go? Anything you can do, I can do better, you know, because then people can feel good about what they're eating, and frankly, it's all the flavor they need, so what's not to like, right? Especially when somebody's fixing that up for you and telling you, you know, how good it's going to make you look and feel, and how it's going to heal disease, and how all these things, okay? So it's basically like a baked mushroom. So over at Aldi this week, they had the portobello mushrooms on sale. They were 2 huge portobellos, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to barely scoop those out. I'm going to chop up the scooped out mushroom, the gills, you know, so to speak, and then I'm going to put what looked like on theirs were some kind of artichoke hearts, which I'm going to use some marinated mushrooms that I made the other day. which are raw, but I'm going to put them on this baked dish. Okay, so we're going to have that, and then we're going to have the marinated mushrooms. We're going to have some Roma tomatoes, some sun-dried tomatoes that I've had soaking, and then I'm also going to have some greens in there. And then I may stop and get some vegan cheese. I don't know. I would rather go with drizzling on my creamy dressing, you know, because I'm of the thinking that those kind of things, when people are really wanting to heal and all, it can get you hooked then on a lot of vegan cheese and all these things that can be higher in fat and have kind of a high salty hit and all. But anyway, we'll see about that. And he may still have some over here, so I'll see if I want to put that. And maybe I'll do one with a little bit of the vegan cheese on top and one with a little bit of my creamy dressing. Serve it over a big bed of greens with a smile. Hey, hey, it's ready. You know, hey, hey, it's healthy food today. I don't know what you're saying, but a lot of times it's in the presentation, you know. So anyway, I will show y'all that. But what I wanted to say is the way to make this work for your family or your spouse or your significant other, your friends, whatever, is, okay, I'm not going to make a separate dressing and sauce for that because I'm going to use the one that I'm going to eat. I'm not going to go out and buy all these separate greens. I'm going to use the ones I'm going to eat. You see, I will chop up some of those sun-dried tomatoes. Probably not, I'm going to have berries, but I could. A little bit of my marinated mushrooms. You know, you see what I'm getting at. I'm spreading around the same food, though I'm doing it in different ways that accommodate people. And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, like that's a lot of work. It's really not. Once you get this under your belt, when you want to learn something, you can learn it. And when you want to do different, you can do different and be different, right? You can be, I talked to a friend the other day and she had gone to Budapest, I think it was. I told y'all about her the other day, and she's a very young girl, about 20, I think, and she wanted to go there and stay to her low-fat, raw vegan plan that we had devised her, and she wanted to not drink, and she wanted to not party, and she wanted to feel her best, and guess what? She did that, and she was empowered by that because she said, I can do it anywhere. And she also said this, that she had realized that she looked at her life and looked at the good in her life, and that she could choose to be happy. That there was no reason, not that you're not going to have an off day or not that you're not going to have ups and downs, but she could choose to be happy. And I think it's powerful when, that's my favorite part of my life, talking to people that are empowering themselves and they are coming to terms with loving themselves, you know, because a lot of times that's what it boils down to, don't you think? People not loving themselves. So anyway, I will show y'all this meal, and I want to see if I can show you this dressing. See, I brought my berries, okay? And then, do y'all see this? Look at this. Can you see? How can you not see that, right? It's right in your face. You're like, okay, get the dressing out of my face. I see your dressing. But it's very delicious. This is a giant bowl of dressing, and this is frankly about the amount I will eat. But I will share by drizzling it on some of the baked portobellos, you know. They should have some kind of cute name. But you know, rather than getting somebody hooked on, like, say, Boca burgers or some of these very highly processed vegan foods, I would prefer to show somebody how to go to the produce section and grab whole plants, how to turn whole plant fats into delicious goodness, how to use whole plants, because therefore when they want to do more raw every day, which is also going to help their digestion, their hydration, their thinking, their zinginess, their vibe, when they want to do that, they're basically going to eat less of the cooked plants and the plants more raw. You see, it's very easy. It makes the transition easy, and they're also not going to have to transition yet again off of salt, off of chemicals, though different chemicals, off all these huge amounts of tofu, huge amounts of chemicals in a lot of these foods, okay? They're not trying to transition off of, it's a whole different thought train. Like, for example, if they went from eating a standard American diet and they went to, I don't know, they went from regular cupcakes to vegan cupcakes, okay, is that really going to help their health that much? I do appreciate the fact that no animals had to die for the pleasure of their taste buds. But in the end, if they're not going to get results, they're not getting good blood tests back, they're not getting their blood pressure and cholesterol lowered, they're not getting these results, what's going to happen when then they blame not getting results, not getting weight loss, not feeling like they're jumping out of their skin when they wake up in the morning like I do, they're not going to think they're going to blame vegan, okay? And they shouldn't blame a vegan diet. They should blame, again, the processed diet. Processed food is the first thing that needs to go, whether it's vegan or not. You know, this is chemicals we're eating. Things that are derived in a plant and not from a plant. Did you hear that? I read that somewhere many years ago, and it's very profound. Was it made in a plant, like chemicals, or did it come from a plant? Is it a plant? Furthermore, more raw plants every day for the win. Maybe you don't ever want to be all raw vegan, okay? Rock the cooked plants and eat more raw every day to get yourself to the next level. You know, filling up your body with high volumes of food, and most of all, high nutrients for the win, right? Serving food in a beautiful form, serving it with a smile on your face, bringing yourself to the dinner party, to the Christmas party, Thanksgiving party with your platter of deliciousness, and make sure when you bring the food, it's good, okay? Make sure when you bring the plants, it's like your rockinest recipe, okay? And then you can, like, somebody said, what's in that dressing? And I said what was in it, and it was 4 ingredients. And they were like, oh my gosh, like, that's really good. I was like, I know, right? I mean, it's really good. Plus, I'm going to feel really good afterwards. Do you see what I'm saying? So anyway, we're on our way, and I'll give y'all a little glimpse of the raw fusion of me eating raw food, spreading my raw food over to raw and cooked plants for the win. Everybody wins on TannyRaw TV. You dropped the bomb on me. You win my feelings. You win. I can remember skating to this when I was about in the 5th grade, and I could skate backwards really fast, but when I was going frontwards, I was like the queen of the bounce. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?